Welcome to the Fly Route Pod. Whether it's your first time listening to any of our videos or you're a return listener, do us a favor. Please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our content.
The Fly Route Pod. The Fly Route Pod. The Fly Route Pod.
But I thought this team was the resounding favorite to be first in the division, the Buffalo Bills. Right. And I had the Buffalo Bills going 12-5, possibly 13-4. Look, Josh Allen showed that he can be that guy. We obviously all want to see it again. That's always what everybody wants to see. But he was a monster last year. And I think that his receiving core is even better than it was adding Emmanuel Sanders to that team. So now they have Emmanuel Sanders, Stephon Diggs, and Cole Beasley, who is really going to stop that offense. Cole Beasley has been one of the most underrated slot receivers in the league for like 5 years. Look, and we all know what Stephon Diggs did last year, propelled his name into like top receiver in the league. Their defense is not bad, but their defense is not as great as it was in those early Josh Allen years. But look, they have an MVP caliber quarterback. I think we can agree on that. And that is generally what propels a team to the top of a division. I think they'll take L's to the Chiefs, the Titans, the Colts, the Bucks, and the Patriots.
I agree most of that. I think they'll win the division because I just think they have the better quarterback right now. I like Josh Allen, 6'5", 235. You know, last year, I believe 5,100 yards, 37 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Like you can't fake that in the NFL. Like those are real true numbers. The one thing that bothers me about them is their running game. And I think what I love about football the most is you can only fool and you can only mask things for so long. You can't just continue to not have a running game. This year, teams all offseason, every defense coordinator on their schedule will pick that offensive tape apart. And they'll say, okay, they don't run the football, and we didn't know that last year, and we let Josh Allen do these things. As the year went on, though, you start to see that production dip, and then they got to the playoff game, and that defense wasn't even great in Kansas City. And we saw like really drop off, and then everybody else blamed the receivers and other things that was going on in the game. And it's like, well, no, you're talking about a team that has a head coach in Andy Reid that can now really scheme for you, and they got 2 weeks to do it because they had to bye. So you guys had to play. So not only did they have the season, they also got to see you in the playoff game last week that the Colts probably should have won.
Josh Allen was a one-man run game in that game. That's how they won that.
Yeah, exactly. Even so, if Phillip Rivers doesn't overthrow the open touchdown pass in the corner on fourth, remember they go for it on fourth?
Yes.
And it's a great play call, and the receiver's wide open, and Phillip just lays it out too much. And then the following drive, they missed like the 43-yard field goal. That was the game right there. That was the game, right? So he would have had one of that monster games still, but it would have came with an L. So everybody would have looked at it, narrative would have been different. Like I said, I don't 25th in rushing last year. I just don't like that running game, and they're going to have to fix that, or some other teams will figure it out. In some of these games, you got plugged in as a guaranteed win. One of those defenses will show up on the Sunday, and the Bills will think just because they can just show up that the emblem on the helmet will win the game. And we see that in pro sports.
A Steelers or a Washington football team.
My worry with Diggs, and shout out to the DMV, College Park, University of Maryland, my man Stephon Diggs. My only worry with him is he has the feel of a player who will bust his ass and put up crazy numbers to get a new deal. And then once he's got that deal, he may not, because I called Michael Thomas. When he got that deal, I went on my show and I went on Fox Sports Radio. I said, he'll never be the same player. He just has that feel to me. You know what I'm saying?
Diggs already get the major deal?
That guy, but after that year he just had a career year. And I just don't want it to tailor off, because when you get paid, then, you know, sometimes every NFL player don't play as hard after you get paid. But I agree with you. I think they won the division. I like 12-4. I like 12-4. Like I said, I like them in Miami fighting it out. I like 12-5. Excuse me. I like them. They went 12-4 last year. I like them in Miami fighting it out for the year. And I think they just may come out on top because they have, once again, the better quarterback. And I think Josh Allen has the size and the body to make a run or make a play you might need late in the year